Hello everyone, this is Adish. I'm a grade 10 student from Mumbai. Today's problem is kitchen timetable taken from Snackdown 2016 online qualifier. The difficulty level of this problem is cakewalk because it was the first problem in Snackdown 2016 online qualifier. The only prerequisites you need to know to be able to solve this problem are arrays and loops. So you should first try to solve this problem on your own, and then I will explain the problem statement and my solution for this problem. So in this problem, there are n students living in Berlin State University. Each of them wants to use the kitchen, and there's a timetable to be followed for the kitchen usage. So the first student starts at time 0 and finishes at time A1. The second student starts at time A1 and finishes by time A2, and so on until the n student starts at time an minus 1 and finishes by time an. However, each of these n students may require different times to cook, and they may require different times to spend in the kitchen. So we are given the values bi, which represents how much time the ith student needs to spend in the kitchen, and we need to find out how many of these students will actually be able to satisfy their BI units of time, or basically how many students will be able to cook for BI units of time within the time slot allotted to them. So for example, if n is 3 and the array A is 1, 10, 15, so basically student 1 can cook from times 0 to 1, student 2 can cook from times 1 to 10, and student 3 can cook from times 10 to 15, and the time required for each student is given as student 1 requires 1 unit of time, student 2 requires 10 units of time, and student 3 requires 3 units of time. So now it's clear that student 1 gets 1 minus 0, which is 1 units of time, and since he requires only 1 unit of time, student 1 can cook successfully. However, student 2 needs 10 minus 1, which is 9 units of time, and the student actually requires 10 units of time. So because 9 is less than 10, student 2 will not be able to complete cooking. And student 3 requires 15 minus 10, which is 5 units of time. And since 5 is greater than 3, student 3 will be able to cook within the 5 units of time allotted for him. So this is one example. Another example could be when the first student has times available for 0 to 10, the second student has time available for 10 to 20, and the third student has times available from 20 to 30. And the first student actually requires 15 units of time, the second requires only 5 units of time, and the third one requires 20 units of time. Then in this case, you can see that the first student only gets 10 units of time, which is less than 15. That's why he will not be able to complete. The second student gets 10 units of time, which is greater than or equal to 5. That's why he'll be able to complete. And the third student gets only 10 units of time, which is less than 20. So he'll not be able to complete. And that's why the answer for the first example will be 2, because 2 students are able to complete, and the answer for the second example will be 1, because only one student is able to complete. And you can verify that the answers 2 and 1 are correct. So now, based on this sample test cases, or based on these examples, I'll build a very simple solution for this problem. So the key idea for this problem is to analyze the two variables which we require. The first variable is the amount of time the student is getting. So the ith student is getting ai minus 1 units of time to finish cooking, and the first student gets a1 minus 0 units of time, or basically a1 units of time to finish cooking. However, the ith student requires bi units of time to finish cooking. So the required time is bi, and the time given is ai minus 1. So obviously the ith student will finish cooking only if the given time is greater than or equal to the required time, or basically ai minus 1 is greater than or equal to bi. So that's all that's there in the full solution. We'll just run a loop from 1 to n and check if ai minus 1 is greater than or equal to bi. If that is the case, we increase the answer by 1. Otherwise, the ith student will not be able to finish cooking, so we'll not change the answer variable. And now that you understood the full solution, you should try to code this on your own, and then you can see my code if you didn't get the code fully. So in the code, first I taken the value of t, which is the number of test cases. For each test case, I taken the value of n, which is the number of students. Then I have two arrays a and b. Vi basically represents vector int. So I have two vectors ints a and b. I take in the first n variables for a and the first n variables for b, and I have an answer variable. So basically for all I going from 1 to n, if ai minus 1 is greater than or equal to bi, answer plus plus, and in the end we just print out the value of answer. There are two things to note. The first thing is that a0, a1 or basically a0 is equal to 0. So that's why the first value of a1 will just be a1 minus 0, and this loop will be correct for that case. And the second thing to note is the time complexity. The time complexity is O of n into t. So that is basically 10 to the 4 into 10. So that's 10 to the 5 operations, which will easily work in 1 second. And now I'll just submit this code to see that it gets accepted. So as you could see, my code got accepted. If you understood the solution fully, you should try to implement the code on your own. And if you had any doubts, please leave them in the comments down below and I'll try to answer them to the best of my abilities. If you liked the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up.